Forever, Amazon is buying Whole Foods in what analysts call stunning moves here that give hundreds of stores across the U.S. to Amazon, plus a brand new lab for radical retail experiments. The deal is valued at almost $14 billion. It unites the company that persuaded people to buy books and then everything else online with the grocery store chain that fell behind as shoppers found good enough alternatives to the organic and natural foods it helped to make popular. We talk more about the deal with Jeff Claybaugh at WTOP Money.
I don't think Amazon is buying a grocery store as much as it's buying a distribution center, and in fact, dozens of them. Whole Foods has 430 stores across the country. Amazon Fresh does not get very good marks for its delivery, even though it's trying to get into the online grocery business. What could help with that? More distribution centers. And what is a Whole Foods store but a distribution center? Like in Washington, D.C., there's 20 Whole Foods locations, which will make it a lot easier for Prime members to get their grocery order in an hour, which is probably what Amazon's big motivation here is.
Let's not forget one of Amazon's recent innovations, Alexa, these devices that people start to have in their homes, offices, bedrooms, kitchens. Couldn't you ask Alexa as you're on your way out the door for work in the morning for what you're going to have for dinner that night and have it waiting for you when you get home?
Sure you could, and that's exactly the kind of customer that both of these companies have. Fairly affluent, fairly tech-savvy. Whole Foods and Amazon customers do have a lot in common, especially those on the Amazon side who are spending the money to be Prime members. That's the kind of thing that they want.
What you said is exactly right, but I also think of Amazon as maybe someplace to save money, and Whole Foods, what's the joke about them? Whole paycheck. They're pretty expensive.
Yeah, they've been struggling, and they've been trying to shed that image. And, you know, Jeff Bezos, Amazon itself has always at least been perceived as the place where you get the best price, and I would not be surprised to see prices starting eventually to come down even more at Whole Foods and be more competitive than they had just because of the Amazon touch on the business.
Part of the reason you pay a lot at Whole Foods is everything's organic or promised to be organic. So how do you square that? In other words, is your lettuce not going to be quite as top-notch because you're paying less?
I don't think so. You and I can walk right across the street to Giant and get organic food that's just as good as Whole Foods. They kind of lost their niche quite a while ago. So the organic food, the healthier items, it's not something that Whole Foods has a monopoly on anymore. I think they'll continue to offer those items for sure. It'll just be a lot easier for Amazon through Amazon Fresh and Prime to get it to your door.
We can go across the street again to Starbucks and get a cup of coffee that we know what it's going to taste like and so forth. But so many people prefer the mom and pop operations when it comes to music and coffee and dinner. You want something special. So now I'm wondering about the mom and pop grocery store, the organic market down the street from your apartment or whatever.
I think there's always going to be room for multiple players on the grocery thing. Groceries are different than a lot of things. You know, you don't need a music download. You don't need the instant read thermometer that you're going to order from Amazon, but you do need to eat every day. Groceries are something every one of us are going to buy on a weekly basis, and, you know, we're loyal when it comes to where we shop for our groceries. And, well, you probably spread it around a little bit, too. You know, there's the market down at the corner that's good for the quart of milk in the middle of the week, and then there's your favorite grocery store that you like to go to. Here's another option. Just what Amazon really needs to do is get that food delivery thing right, and they haven't been able to do that. If you look at online reviews of Amazon Fresh, there's a lot of one-star reviews, and most of the complaints are about the quality of the execution of delivery. This gives them a huge distribution network.
A win for consumers, would you say, mostly, and a loss for Giant, Harris Teeter, Kroger, name your grocery chain. Are they going to really take it on the chin?
I don't think so. We saw grocery store stocks tank. Kroger fell. Royal Ahold, which owns Giant, and Foodland that fell. I think that's just a knee-jerk reaction. I don't think Amazon can do that to the grocery store business. It can certainly disrupt it, but I don't think it's going to put any of these big chains out of business.
WTOP Money's Jeff Claybaugh.
So many points I need to touch on there. So first off, this acquisition is very important in the scheme of things because Lidl's, a European grocery chain, is coming to the United States, and they're going to be in the northern, in the Washington, Baltimore, Northern Virginia area, right here. And the suspected rumor is that they're going to be slashing produce prices by 50% to eliminate to switch Walmart customers over to their market. The fact that they touched on the home style coffee shop. Well, all of a sudden, because Amazon Prime, Amazon's entertainment industry as well, and they're going to be able to do little local shows and this, that, and the other for up-and-coming artists, this, that, and the other, just like Barnes & Noble used to do. Or, I can't remember the other one at this point in time. So, that's just a bit of it. The fact that this entire news segment did not even touch base. Okay, they talked about distribution centers. That's only part of the equation. Those distribution centers are on real estate. Amazon just acquired a tremendous amount of high-value real estate. And the fact is that due to what I know about future plans of Amazon and what I know about Whole Foods before they sold, is that Whole Foods was on a decline. Their peak left years ago. And so I still believe that they're overvalued by a couple $1 billion. You know, the less than $14 billion acquisition. You know, it really should be like $7 billion. But at the same time, they were able to inflate their things because of future projections on future ideas. And well, they just didn't have the line of credit to support those ideas, whereas Amazon does. And so Amazon was like, look, okay, we know that in 10 years, your valuation is going to be like $24 to $30 billion if you're able to implement these strategies. But they don't have the R&D to do that. Whereas Amazon has peaked Volkswagen for research and development. And, the schematics on this is just insane. And believe me, I just uncovered a whole new idea and whatnot, just on what I researched and developed. Amazon just got a whole bunch of real estate, and they're working on distribution centers. And the thing is that they have at least a break-even model to work with, which is Whole Foods, in which they can, and as the news article, I'm very surprised that they, but this is why I listen to WTOP 107.7 FM here in the Northern Virginia, Fredericksburg, Massaponax, Spotsylvania region. They call it pretty legitimately, part of my mouth. Amazon has prime grounds for test markets with open retail. Pardon me, I've got acid digestion, which is what I'm carrying. I'm an old man. I carry old man medicine with me at all times. My Tums. But they're doing research and development because this is called evolution of the business market. And what's happened is that Sears cannot evolve as fast as Amazon did, which is why Amazon replaced Sears Roebuck, because Sears Roebuck started off as mail order catalog, just like Amazon started off as an online mail order. Now they're opening distribution centers. So we can see the Amazon stocks are going to go up and up and up. And what we can see is that history has repeated itself. And what evolutionary theory is all about is adapting to the environment of the current time to make life go on. And that is not just genetic coding and all that. Those become hereditary traits, and the theory behind changing one's DNA, well, that's the only way the evolutionary theory could actually ensue in the first place, is by getting rid of the junk DNA. And just like a lot of the computer programs that are running around these days, there's so much filth within them because the code is written. I need to figure out that grammar. So haphazardly that it actually consumes a lot of data and processing power. Knowledge of my pain.